Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about the Midland MXT275 GMRS radio. So what the heck is GMRS? So I'm not going to read all this to you, but the FCC has some information on what GMRS is. That's General Mobile Radio Service. Essentially, it is a UHF radio, and the radio has defined channels, defined hardware, and you need an FCC license. The license is only about $70 for 10 years. There's no knowledge check or test or anything. It's just a registration, and then you can use GMRS. Why use GMRS? One of the reasons I've moved this direction is I used to use CB a lot. That's sort of fallen out of favor, and now I've noticed that Jeep Jamboree and some other things, and when I go to off-road parks, a lot of people are using GMRS. So in order to be able to talk to those folks, you need to use that same system. So that's what the overall is on GMRS. Let's get into this Midland unit. This Midland MXT275 is a 15-watt radio. There are 8 repeater channels out there for GMRS radios. There's 15 GMRS radio channels, 1 through 7 and 15 through 22. And these actually work with your family radio service radios too, those little radios that folks get, a lot of times bubble packs and stuff like that. So that's one of the things. What I liked about this unit is the handheld unit actually has all the controls on it, and then there's a low profile base that you can put it separately. Please take a moment and hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And let's go ahead and get into the install.
I've got this Midland MTX 275, all the controls from the handle here, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to run this. So here's what I figured. I'm going to take this, I'm going to leave this as a cigarette or 12-volt adapter for now, and I'm going to sort of run this line, and you can see I'm starting to test fit. This is the antenna line. I'm gonna run it, I think, back here. I'm gonna mount this somewhere here so it's visible, and you can use the USB port if you need it. There is a USB port on this Midland, and you use it. I'll figure out where I'm putting the handset. Then I'm gonna run this wiring back under here, back along the whole thing. Figure out how to come up here somewhere, and I think it's just gonna use the magnet mount for here for now, at least. So we'll try this out, we'll see what happens, and we'll report back. So I ran the wire. For now, I just tucked it under my soft top. I'm gonna be changing to hard top soon. So this is probably gonna have to change. It's just sort of sitting there. I'll have to figure something better, but I'm gonna be changing over to hard top, so I don't wanna get too crazy right here. So I kinda have it just running under here. There's an opening here that is going up under this rubber. I don't know if you can see that. There's actually rubber here, so there's no contact. And it's going back here. And then there's an opening here by the roll bar going down. And I pulled this open. You can see I don't quite have it back. I might tap that with a rubber mallet or something. But I got it up under here, running up and into the front under this plastic. You can kind of see where I take it apart where the dirt marks are. So I'll need to come back and clean that up a little bit. But for the most part, I got it in there, and then I'm coming up here, and I'm going all the way to the firewall, and I'm going to come behind the glove box and across, and then down into that wire somewhere. So we'll see how that works. I'll report back. I think I found a place to come up. The only challenge with this has been, I pushed it up through here. Hopefully you can see it. The challenge has been the head of the, where you screw into the antenna on the head unit is a little big. This collar is pretty big. So I was able to find a hole in here in the glove box. Your mileage may vary. I'm gonna pull through, I'm gonna zip tie it to a couple things. I got a couple zip ties here, and route it down under here, make sure it works. So kind of over, you can see this, over, down along this carpet, pop out here somewhere and plug in. So I'll get that done and then I'll report back. All right, all buttoned up. Just ran the wire, tightened it up. You Kind of see there, looks pretty clean. That's what it looks like. Pretty low profile. For the most part, you can move the seats, not all the way forward, but most of the way forward. I don't think anybody's gonna be sitting that close, to be honest with you. So that's fine. Overall, that looks pretty good. We'll check it out and make sure it works. One thing of note, while I was doing this, I got the dreaded A-pillar wet carpet. It's been raining the last couple days. I'm not sure if you can see that, but water is actually rising up when you push down there. It's very wet. So, see, my fingers are all wet. Hey, we're back. So I just installed the Midland MTX275 or MXT275, whichever it is. I'll look it up. I'll put it on the bottom of the screen. Just installed it and kind of did some test runs. Seems to work pretty good. So this is where I decided to mount the mic cradle right there, and it's just double-sided tape that Midland gives you. So far, it seems okay. All the controls are on the face, so everything is kind of right there. And then I put the unit right here, and I'm just using the cigarette adapter for right now. I think I'm going to do one of those splices that actually taps in. I think Quadratech has them, maybe other places, so that I can have it run on something that's accessory switched. But for right now, this works. I'm not a big fan of this wire being here. I wrapped some electrical tape around that just because I have black wire. It's mostly aesthetics. So overall, it worked well. I used it in motion for a couple miles. My son was in the house with a just a little handheld one, and we went on one of the high power channels on GMRS. So this is GMRS. You will need a license. It's about, I think it's $70 for 10 years. So it's relatively cheap. There's no test or anything. But overall, I like the slim form factor. We'll see if this gets in anybody's way. And if it does, you know, I'll decide to remove it somewhere if that's the case. But so far, so good. And I'll report back later after I've had a chance to use it a couple times. So JTR Spartacus out. Thanks. So what I like about this is that all the controls are right here on the handset. You have weather radio, the menu, call button. You can actually scan channels through here. You can lock it, and then on the top, hopefully you can see that, is power and volume. So pretty simple. I haven't actually read the directions yet. I usually will actually read the directions. But for the most part, it's pretty intuitive. It's pretty simple to operate. Change channel by clicking on the top. You can turn it off, turn it on. So this is one of the features I really liked, being able to have the controls here so I can mount that box anywhere. I have it mounted right here, as I mentioned, so I can get to the USB port. It may go somewhere else in the future, and I just have it plugged in to the cigarette lighter for right now. And I did end up putting a piece of vacuum tube around that just to clean it up a little bit, the wire. So again, this is the control here that I like. I think it's a good thing, and it works out great just hanging right there.
See you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe below. Thanks.